Hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corning, so welcome to Yacc, yet another Kråkast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I talk about it. This week's game is Garlic for the PS4 and PS5. It was released in 2023 and it's an action platformer adventure developed by Scilab and published by Ratalaika Games SL. And also there'll be spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little backstory. So this game has a unique retro vibe in the graphics and the sound and everything, and that's why I chose to play it this week. So this game has a slogan, a funny platformer with a spicy challenge, and they're not joking about that, by the way. So at startup you can choose between story and rush mode and options. So the first area of the game is tutorial, so you'll learn movement, jumping, dashing, wall jumping and stuff like that. And then there's a short cinematic of a tower that you're supposed to scale. And the graphics remind me of the Spectrum games, the console. And by the way, the main character is just a normal dude with garlic for a head. So at the bottom of this tower there's a creature that you can talk to, and it gets explained to you why you're here. You're supposed to go to the top of the tower to reach the cyber goddess so you can claim one wish. And in the main character's case that means a date with her, which is kind of funny. So the first area of the game is the shallow, so you're supposed to scale this tower from the inside and upwards. So this game looks and plays a bit like Kid Icarus, if that makes sense. So if you walk out on the right side, you will get out on the left. So you're supposed to scale the tower. So there's some ghost enemies here, some moving platforms, some flames, and breakable platforms. And at the top of all this, you find like a garlic coin. And it's also one of those stupid things that it's like a cryptocurrency that was left behind for some reason. And then there's time for the first boss. So you're supposed to knock him down into the lava, and it's relatively easy. You have this dash ability that you just spam. And then the next area is a lava pit with some slime enemies. And I didn't know it at this point, but you can actually jump on the enemies. You can damage them by dashing into them as well. And then there's more coin collection, and there is this thing with fireballs that you're supposed to avoid, but you get a heads up in form of an exclamation mark when they're supposed to appear. And then there's a cutscene where the garlic man sees the cyber goddess, and it's pretty funny. You have this mechanic called the love meter, which I will talk a little bit about. So this leads to the sewer section, and this is one of the more funnier things I saw at the beginning of this week. So the garlic man is walking down this aisle, and he steps into dog poop, right? And the cyber goddess is looking at him. So the whole game rewinds. It's actually a little mini game where you're supposed to go down this aisle looking really cool, kicking cans, and avoid dog shit. Oh, it's brilliant and stupid. And by avoiding the poop and shit and whatever not and kicking the cans, you get more love points on your love meter. It's brilliant. So further down the sewer level, you arrive at this place where you're supposed to avoid drops falling down from the ceiling. And if you get hit by one of those drops, your head will expand and you will run around like a crazy madman. And there's something about the graphics, they just scream Japanese. There's this, over-the-top animation, screaming faces and everything, and I like that as well. So if you manage to beat this level, you get a chance to play a little Space Invaders clone with an arcade cabinet and all. So you see it from the perspective of the garlic man, and the input delay is real. It's actually meant to be a little bit of delay, but it was a fun little mini game to actually play. I think you earn some cryptocurrency by beating a specific scores and whatnot, but I'm not exactly sure. And there is time for a boss mode, or more or less running away from a boss. So you're chased by this weird galloping big rat, and it's an auto-scroller as well, so you have to do some platforming, avoid drops from the ceiling and everything, and hopefully you make it to the end. It took me a while to get there, but this game has like a flow that you get into. Once you're in that flow, it's fine, but if you don't nail all those jumps, then you have to start all over again. This game has checkpoints, by the way, but they are some levels they're very spaced out between each other, if that makes sense. And then there is some more platforming leading to a boss battle with a giant fish. So you're supposed to avoid his charges at you and knock him in the back of his head. And while doing so, avoid drowning, and the platforms on this level are going up and down like crazy. You're supposed to use a jumping mechanic. It wasn't easy to nail down, but I managed to somehow. And then it's time for a pseudo 3D running jumping game, like a mini game. And for some reason, after beating this, I thought my game glitched out, because apparently I platinum, taking all the trophies in the game without really doing anything. But apparently I was like, okay, I looked it up online and watched a couple of speedruns, and I was just 1/4 into the game, and I felt like I was done, because the game only gets worse from here, from what I had to witness online. I'm not that very good at platformers, and it looked like even the guy that knew exactly what he was doing these pitfalls and whatnot. I was like, I'm done. So gameplay. Follow the garlic man on a platforming adventure to seduce the cyber goddess at the top of the tower. Control the D-pad and left sticks moves the garlic man around, the X is jump and the square button is dash and the option button pauses. Graphics. So imagine Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System scaled down to a Spectrum game with only 3 to 4 colors maximum. The cutscenes are very funny, very Japanese, anime expressions, exaggerated to ridiculousness, and I love it. Sound and music. Darvel made the music for this game, the soundtrack, and it fits the vibe of the game perfectly. Easter eggs, secrets, and glitches. So there's some references to old games and arcades and PCs and stuff like that in the cutscenes. And of course you have the little Space Invader clone minigame in there. In conclusion, I wrote, yes, play it if you like the old Mega Man X game with the jumping mechanics and stuff. You will feel right at home. It wasn't that expensive to get from the PSN store. There are plenty of checkpoints throughout the game, but it's very brutal. It kicked my ass. Some sections, like the pre-boss with the rat running after you in the sewers, I can't even remember how many times I died with that same stupid like platform jump there. But yeah, it's a really good game and I can recommend it. It's a lot of fun this week. So anyway, thanks for listening and for watching, and take care.